You know, every single time you pay for something, you're actually part of this huge, hidden battle. Seriously, the fight is all about your data. And for businesses, well, the rules of the game are changing, big time. We're going to explore how payment security is evolving from this, tedious chore into what might just be a company's sharpest competitive edge.
I mean, think about it. Every tap of your card, every single buy now click, boom, it sends a stream of super valuable data flying across the network. And you better believe that data is a constant prime target for bad actors. Any business that handles it, well, they're on the hook for keeping it safe.
So, what are we really protecting here? Well, your card holds basically two kinds of secrets. First up, you've got what's called cardholder data. That's the obvious stuff, right? Your account number, your name, the expiration date. But then there's the crown jewel for hackers, sensitive authentication data. We're talking your CVV code, your PIN, the full magnetic stripe data. This is the treasure they're really after.
All right, so to protect this treasure, the industry basically came together and created this universal shield. You can think of it as the bedrock, the foundation for all trust in digital payments. And it's got a name, the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, or as you'll hear me say a lot, PCI DSS.
Now, PCI DSS isn't just a friendly suggestion, okay? It's a mandatory rule book. If a company so much as touches card payments, they have to follow it. The whole idea was to create one single global standard so that everyone, and I mean everyone, is playing by the same set of protective rules. This is the absolute baseline for keeping payment data safe.
And this isn't just one simple rule either. It's more like a fortress, really, built on 6 core pillars. PCI DSS lays out a complete defense strategy covering the whole shebang, from how secure your network is to how you store data, manage vulnerabilities, and even maintain your security policies.
But here's the thing, and this is absolutely crucial. This isn't some one-and-done checklist you can just tick off. Nope. Compliance is a continuous, living process. It's this constant cycle of assessing your risks, fixing the problems you find, reporting on your compliance, and then, you guessed it, monitoring your defenses to start the whole loop all over again. It literally never stops.
Okay, so everything we've talked about so far has been about building a stronger safe to protect the treasure, right? That's the core idea behind PCI DSS. But what if we could change the game entirely? What if, instead of just guarding the treasure, we could make it completely worthless to anyone who manages to steal it?
This is where we upgrade. This is where we move beyond just, ticking the compliance boxes. We're talking about a technology that fundamentally changes the game by replacing that sensitive data altogether. And it's called tokenization.
So here's the gist of how it works. In the old days, before tokenization, your actual credit card number would be sitting right there in a merchant system, basically a juicy, high-value target. But with tokenization, that sensitive number gets swapped out for a unique, non-sensitive stand-in called a token. And the real data? It gets locked away safe and sound in a super secure digital vault.
So, what makes a token so incredibly secure? Well, it all comes down to its clever design. Each one is totally unique, it's randomly generated, but here's the most important part. There is no mathematical trick to reverse engineer it back to your original card number. It's a one-way street. So a thief who steals the token gets, well, basically nothing of value. And yet the merchant can still process the payment. It's all the usefulness with none of the risk. Okay, so who performs this data magic? That's the job of a token service provider, or a TSP. Think of them as specialized fintechs that handle the secure swamp, exchanging sensitive data for tokens. And they're the ones who manage that ultra-secure token vault, where the real data is kept safe.
And this is what completely redefines the payment flow for maximum security. Check this out. When you go to pay for something, your primary account number, your PAN, is intercepted by the TSP right at the beginning of the process. The TSP immediately swaps it for a secure token. From that moment on, only that worthless token is what flows through the rest of the system. The merchant, they never even touch your sensitive data. Not once. Okay, so it's clearly way more secure. Got it. But what's the real payoff? This is the point where security stops being just another cost on a spreadsheet and starts becoming a genuine strategic advantage for pretty much everyone in the payment ecosystem. All right, let's break down these benefits. For merchants and payment providers, you're looking at much simpler PCI DSS compliance and a massive reduction in the risk of a data breach. For the banks that issue the cards, we're talking lower operational costs and an easier time adopting new tech. And for us, the actual cardholders, it means a smoother, safer checkout experience without having to re-enter our details all the time. And you know what that means for businesses? Fewer abandoned shopping carts. It is a win-win-win. So here's the bottom line. The business case in a nutshell. Smoother, more secure payments lead directly to more revenue. Simple as that. By reducing all that friction at checkout, more sales actually get completed. Security literally transforms from a cost center into a genuine revenue driver.
So we've really seen the evolution here, haven't we? We've gone from a foundational mandate, the rules you just have to follow, to a proactive strategy that can actively help grow the business. Okay, let's put these final pieces together.
At the end of the day, this isn't a choice between PCI DSS or tokenization. That's the wrong way to think about it. PCI DSS is the non-negotiable foundation. It's the shield. Tokenization is the powerful upgrade you build right on top of it. And that is what transforms security from just another obligation into a real strategic asset that improves the customer experience, boosts efficiency, and, drives the bottom line.
So, this leaves us with one final, pretty important question. In a world of constant threats, just meeting the minimum requirement, well, that's just not going to cut it anymore. The real question every business needs to ask itself is this: is your security just a mandate, or is it your advantage?